Hi there, Joke here with a new video featuring the new Spellbinders Country Roads collection by Annie Williams. There are, I believe, 6 new sets in this collection. They are full of small dies, so you know me, I love these kind of die sets. So I was really excited about this collection. However, I ended up not using all of them. I will also tell you why. But first, let's see. The first one was a floral set, so obviously my favorite. Then this one, it might not look like much because it's hard to tell what it is, I guess. It's actually, I have no idea what it's called. It's a kind of like a sign, but I will use it and then you will see it. Again, I'm a city girl, so it's gonna be really hard for me to find the words. But there's a wheel, well, you can see what these are. Some of them I did not know what they were, even though I was looking at pictures, but I did use the barrel at least, and then the water tap. I don't actually know what that one is called. This is the set that I did not use at all. As you can see, there are a lot of small dies that you can use for seasonal cards, for fall cards, for Easter cards, for Christmas cards, and I will want to come back to this one later because it will be so cute for Christmas. Then there is, was this called Wheelbarrow? I think. Oh my god, I'm really not a farm girl. Sorry. I think it's Wheelbarrow, right? It's not words I use very often, but this one is super cute. And then there is a sentiment set. It's some small sentiments that you can use, for example, on that sign, or there's a lot of ways you can use them. It's really perfect. They thought of everything. It's a very well thought out collection in my opinion. So I die cut a lot, more than I needed, I'm sure, but I had to start somewhere, and then I always just start die cutting everything, and then I start putting everything together to make space for more on my, because this is really the only space I have on my desk. And you know that I always layer things up, so by the time I get to filming, I actually already layered up the die cut. So that means if they need to be sturdier, then they will have an extra layer of white cardstock, or you know, heavier weight cardstock if I want them to be more dimensional, you know, or if I know that I'm gonna use some foam tape, then I want them to be sturdier, then I will add an extra layer. And I don't film those things because then the videos would be several days long. Coming to speed, you guys, I appreciate your comments about the speed of the videos. I'm really sorry that I cannot please everybody. God knows I'm really trying, but please, I think at this point, don't even leave comments on the speed, because I am not going to change it. This is how it is. This is how I can do it. And if you want to, you can slow it down on YouTube if you feel like, yeah, sure, but have you heard yourself talk that way? No, I haven't. I also haven't heard myself talk any other way. But then, you know, personally, I would just switch off the volume, or, you know, turn down the volume or switch off the audio. I'm really sorry. I just cannot please everybody. Maybe I should edit this out. But, you know, sometimes I'm just really frustrated when I get comments like that, because let's be honest, I cannot adhere to thousands people's needs. I think that's understandable. I would never expect it from anybody, if I'm honest. So anyway, now that's out of my way. So I'm putting together this sign that there's so many sentiments for this one, and I chose something quite generic just so that because I did not have anybody specific on my mind to give this card to, so I just thought I would use something generic like welcome, I don't know, welcome to the neighborhood or whatever. And I embossed this with actually a new embossing embossing powder from Wow, and it's really good. I really like it, but I don't remember the name of it, obviously. But I think I either showed it already or I will show it. I seem to remember. So there's one thing I want to explain here. I know I mentioned it in many of my videos that I don't do layering on top of metallic paper because I don't have glue that will stick to it on the long run. So what I do here is, because I do want to cover that little piece, I will add the whole sign between oh my god, what are these called? These wooden pieces. I don't even know how to explain this, but to level those out, I had to add two layers of paper so that they don't look, when I glued the gray part on top, it didn't look like, I don't even know how I would call that, not crooked but bent, or maybe the camera wouldn't have picked it up here, but I would see it in real life. I don't like that. Okay, so here I'm backing that little opening on the barrel so that I have the right amount of layers of paper there as well, because I had some extra layers to make it sturdy. And this might not make sense to you that I glued that tab over it, but this is actually something that looks like what we have in the cemetery where my grandparents are buried. To bring water, there's this, well, I will call it that, but it's like a well, I don't even know. But you know what I'm talking about. And then there is also that big barrel. It looks exactly the same. So I'm just putting together all the pieces, and then I will actually, at this point, I have no idea what kind of scenes I want to build. I just put together all of the die cut pieces. Now, this one, I won't lie, when you have two heavyweight cardstock layers, it gets difficult to put some things together. Now, the backing piece on the wheelbarrow, the one that I actually added the foam tape to, I will do it differently in the end. At the moment, I added the foam tape because I wanted to have the feeling of space in between, so that you can fill it with flowers. But on the paper project, it's just not gonna work like that, so I will go about it differently. Now, this one was a bit tricky, but I'm sure you will figure it out, and I'm guessing there's more than one way to glue this together. I generally go about it the longer, harder, less logical way, so I think you will just figure that out. Now, yeah, I'm gonna just try to figure out how to, or what kind of scene I want to build with this. I didn't want to just have the wheelbarrow. And by the way, these cards are 5 by 7 inches, which is what I mostly do these days. So just so that you know what you can put on that size. I mean, obviously, on an A2 card, you will not fit all these things, and that's actually why I went with the bigger size, because there were so many cute pieces that I wanted to use. This grass was one of the die kits a few years ago. I don't think it will be available anymore, but I will check if I find something. Now I want to layer two on top of each other, just so that there's a bit of a depth to it, and dimension. And so I'm using a layer of foam tape, not very thick, but just a little bit. And I will tuck some of these grass pieces, and also the this sign behind it. And as you can see, I left an opening there in the foam tape, because that's about the same dimension. And then I'm trying to figure out where to put that wheelbarrow. And of course, at this point, I already don't even look at if that makes sense, that it's actually hanging in the air. You will see what I mean. But I only noticed when I edited the photos of it. I'll be honest. I'm so focused on I don't know what, that I don't notice those details. And then I'm editing the photos and I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God, that makes no sense whatsoever. Look, it's hanging in the air. Okay. Anyway, so I'll just fill this with flowers, and I want to see how I can put this piece behind all that. You probably don't even have to, because you can cover all that with flowers, but I thought maybe if just anything is visible behind it, it's better to have that. So in the end, I just tucked it behind. I cut off a little piece so I could do that, and then I'm just randomly adding some greenery and flowers. The more colorful, the better. So I'm using yellow, pinks, and a bunch of different greens. No rhyme or reason here. I just want to make it happy and, a lot of, well, a lot of flowers. And on this card, I think that will be my little scene. I have my sentiment, which I will say that I wanted to put in the wheelbarrow as well, but I just didn't have space, like the length of it. Maybe I should have had my card the other way around, what is it called? Portrait. So now it's landscape. Then it would have fit, but I didn't think of it. So this is the best idea I could come up with. Yeah, and then I'm just layering a few more leaves here and there. Oh, and then what I did here, I cut off that piece that goes in the back, because it looked weird to me that it looked like it was in the front. So I put it behind the florals to give you that idea of dimension there. I know this is a tiny detail, but this I actually noticed. So moving on to the second card, I'm using some blue cardstock for the background, and then I'm again creating some grass with the same border die, and I'm actually using both. When you cut the paper, you have two different cuts. I don't know if with a border die how you would call it, because none of them is positive or negative, right? But anyway, there's two sides of the paper, so they will look different, and that's why I like to use them together, because then it's kind of more organic, the grass, I think. I'm layering the grass the same kind of way as before, And well, maybe it's just that it was a scrap piece, this one, but it's easy to still use it. Just tuck it behind the other one, and then I will put this little fence in between those two layers so that it looks like it's actually standing, or it's put in the grass. And then I'm going to add the barrel on the right side, and I'm also using different kinds of foam tape. Some of them are, not very thick, just maybe 1 millimeter, and I think maybe the thickest one was 3-ish. Then the tulips, obviously I had to use them. They are my favorite flowers, and I just changed the color on one of the stems because I used the other yellow one on the other card, but it kind of looked weird that I only have one yellow here. And then this plant, and I'm trying to give my tulips a bit of dimension there, so they look a bit more natural. And of course I had to use the little cat. I just didn't know where to put it. Originally I wanted to put it on the edge of the barrel, like at the water, but I felt like the perfect spot for it was on that fence. I've seen such beautiful cards with this collection. It's really great. It will take time, so if you're not patient, this collection is not for you, but it's totally for me. I absolutely love building scenes like this, and of course, I love flowers, so it's full of flowers, and there's so many ways you can um, do. I don't know, you can use this. I absolutely love it. I'm really not happy that I didn't have enough time to make more cards, but this month has been crazy, so I'm actually happy I have something to show you, even if a little bit late. Okay, so these are my two projects. I hope you like them. I hope I could give you some ideas with this beautiful collection, and I hope I will have time to come back to it sometime in the fall with some Christmas card ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.